meeting come to order, please. We're ready for resolution number 11. Resolution number 11 is a resolution to approve the bond for Gibson County Coroner. Do I hear a motion on resolution number 11? Motion made by Commissioner Flake and seconded by Commissioner Moss. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards?
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham?
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Carr?
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin?
Yes.
Commissioner Bivens?
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron?
Yes.
Commissioner Summers?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Nance?
Yes.
Commissioner Locke?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Flake?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen?
Yes.
Commissioner Middleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Steele?
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin?
Yes.
Commissioner Childress?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution number 12 is a resolution to approve bond for Gibson County Deputy Coroner. Do I hear a motion on resolution number 12? Motion made by Commissioner Flake, seconded by Commissioner Morgan. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards?
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham?
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Carr?
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin?
Yes.
Commissioner Bivens?
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron?
Yes.
Commissioner Summers?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Nance?
Yes.
Commissioner Locke?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Flake?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen?
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Pillar?
Yes.
Commissioner Steele?
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin?
Yes.
Commissioner Childress?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution number 13 is resolution to approve constable bonds. Do I hear a motion on resolution number 13? Motion made by Commissioner Cameron, second. Anyone? By Commissioner Cole. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards?
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham?
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Carr?
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin?
Yes.
Commissioner Bivens?
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron?
Yes.
Commissioner Summers?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Nance?
Yes.
Commissioner Locke?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Flake?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen?
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Pillar?
Yes.
Commissioner Steele?
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin?
Yes.
Commissioner Childress?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution number 14 is a resolution to approve the bond for Gibson County Road Commissioner. Do I hear a motion on resolution number 14? Motion made by Commissioner Flake, seconded by Commissioner Sykes. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards?
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham?
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Carr?
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin?
Yes.
Commissioner Bivens?
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron?
Yes.
Commissioner Summers?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Nance?
Yes.
Commissioner Locke?
Yes.
Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Flake?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen?
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Pillar?
Yes.
Commissioner Steele?
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin?
Yes.
Commissioner Childress?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution number 15 is a resolution to approve bond for Gibson County Road Commissioner. Do I hear a motion on resolution number 15? Motion made by Commissioner Steele, seconded by Commissioner Tubbs. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards?
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham?
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Carr?
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin?
Yes.
Commissioner Bivens?
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron,
Yes.
Commissioner Summers,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Nance,
Yes.
Commissioner Locke,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Flagg, Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen,
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Pillow,
Yes.
Commissioner Sale,
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin,
Yes.
Commissioner Childers,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now, I have the honor and privilege of swearing in Commissioner Haynes and Commissioner Gill. We appreciate their service on the Railroad Commission. Resolution number 16 is a resolution to approve bond for Gibson County Surveyor. Do I hear a motion on resolution 16? Motion made by Commissioner Morgan, seconded by Commissioner Kimmer. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards,
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham,
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes. Who's that? I'm sorry. Sykes, okay. Sykes, okay. Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Carr,
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bevins,
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron,
Yes.
Commissioner Summers,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Nance,
Yes.
Commissioner Locke,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Flagg, Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen,
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Pillow,
Yes.
Commissioner Sale,
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin,
Yes.
Commissioner Childers,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Before we get into late file resolutions, I want to recommend that we take up the issue of table late file resolution number 4 from the September meeting. And I'm going to make a recommendation and offer you some additional information that Ms. Van Dyke offered me this morning. We had a exit interview with 2 of our auditors that were conducting an investigation at the Sheriff's Department. Their recommendation to me on Friday afternoon was that their investigation had one finding, and the sheriff may want to expand on this a little more, had one finding for failure to keep a complete inventory of equipment, was their only finding. When asked their opinion on the comp time that had been turned in for payment for his outgoing employees, their recommendation to me was to honor the employee handbook that was on file with the county clerk's office. That employee handbook that's on file says that deputies can accrue 480 hours of comp time, non-deputies 240 hours maximum. And if you'll see the amended resolution that you have as part of that, I hope you've all got it. I've amended the figures, and it's my recommendation that we pay them according to the employee handbook that was turned into the county clerk's office. We don't have any, and that handbook was filed by Sheriff Shepard. We don't have one that was filed by Sheriff Arnold. If one exists, we don't know of it. We have the handbook that's in the clerk's office, and it says 480 and 240. If you'll notice also that we struck out the 5 vacation days that were asked for, or 5 holiday days that were asked for 2 of the employees. It's my opinion that you don't work during that time, you don't get paid for the holiday days. The auditors informed me that in their 32 years of experience, no county's ever won an appeal with the labor board over an issue of this, so we think that they have the law in their favor, and it's my recommendation. Now, Ms. Van Dyke informed me that the auditor she spoke with, was it Friday afternoon you spoke with them, Ms. Lanita?
Yes.
And she was informed by them that we're not to pay any comp time without proper documentation. So my recommendation would be that we pay what I've offered in the amended resolution pending proper documentation being given, is my recommendation. Yeah, Floyd.
I wanted to add to that. This is, if y'all remember, the reason that this resolution was tabled was because the investigation of all of that was being done by the comptroller's office. And they have done that. And the auditors have now come back to the mayor and to Lanita and have made that recommendation. So they have fulfilled what, that's the reason we tabled it. So pending the pending documentation getting to Lenita that fits within the handbook. If y'all pass this, they will be paid. And I agree with the mayor with that recommendation.
Floyd, what does it mean that goes to consolidated retirement versus gets paid to them?
Yeah. Lenita, would you, Commissioner Hughes has asked.
I can answer that. The three employees, Sheriff Arnold's sick time that he had accrued had already been turned into Tennessee Consolidated when he was elected in 2006. So that's why it was struck from it. The other three employees, it won't apply to them because I think they're cashing in their retirement anyway. If they weren't cashing in their retirement, leaving it in system, that time would apply to their total time in the system. In other words, if they worked 10 years, when they left, if they've got 2,000 hours of sick time, it would be as if they worked 11 years. They would be paid retirement at that rate. That's what that means. It gives them additional time that they've been in the system.
Different question, but did you just say that Sheriff Arnold's comp time was prior to him becoming sheriff?
Yes. Yes, his comp time was prior to
His comp
him
time when he was the chief deputy?
when he was chief deputy. That's correct. Yeah.
That's already been turned in. That was sent in after he was elected sheriff.
His sick time had already been
His
turned
sick
in.
time had already been turned in to
Okay.
Tennessee Consolidated Retirement.
So then if we approve this, then it'll wait until you get the documentation from them showing that they had that.
Correct. So we get proper documentation that'll satisfy the auditors. That's correct.
But, Mr. Chairman, I mean, do we need to wait till the documentation is presented?
Well, the reason I'm asking for it today is if that documentation is given to us, I want to be able to pay those employees who've waited a long time.
But if it isn't, then what do we do?
We're not going to pay them. If they don't provide the documentation, we won't pay them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've got some employees here that have been waiting on their money. I believe that comp time is owed to them. If they offer the proper documentation, the sheriff is turned.
Provide the documentation.
To be up to the former sheriff to provide it. Yeah, it's a kind of a sticky deal. I mean, we'll just have to reach out to him and make him aware that proper documentation is not in place and let him know what we're going to need. Two were salary, one was hourly, the best I can tell.
Well, can a salaried employee bill comp time?
Yes. In the sheriff's department, you can, according to his handbook.
And what constitutes documentation? What do we have to have? What are we looking at?
Mr. Nady, you want to expand on that? Because I was just made aware of the proper documentation.
I just wondered what it was.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, in our office, we keep time sheets, and the mayor signs off on them every month. And if the sheriff's department, I'm sure they have some kind of time sheets. I know that they have some kind of time sheets. And if the sheriff signs off on them and they present them to us, well, that would be their
See,
documentation.
date and time of work is the easiest way to answer whoever asked that question. Date and time of work.
So who documents his?
The sheriff. I mean, that's his department.
Sheriff Arnold's was comp time that he wasn't paid for during his period of time when he was a deputy sheriff, not
Okay.
since he was elected sheriff, is my understanding.
So where will that documentation come from since he wasn't sheriff at that time?
He would have to have it, he'd have to present it.
That's really their burden to bear. I mean, it really is. I mean, we'll reach out to them, we'll provide them what the state says that we're going to need to be compliant, and hopefully they can provide them.
I'm all for, just my opinion, I'm all, if we legally owe it to them and they can provide compensation, you know, I don't see how we could really vote against it, but I'm for, be more like table it until we get documentation.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand what you're saying, Tom, that if they deserve it, they do. If I was there and I deserved it, I'd want it quick as I get it, but I think we can get to them pretty quick that way, but that's just my opinion.
I second that.
Well, hold on. First off, there'll have to be a motion and a second to take the resolution off the table. It's still tabled. The resolution that we tabled in September, unless you make a motion to take it off the table and amend it, then it's gonna stay paid. So if you wanna accept this recommendation, that we pay them upon receipt of documentation, then we'll need a motion and a second to untable that resolution, then another motion and second to amend it, and then we'll vote on it, and if it carries, we'll wait on that documentation payment. If you wanna wait on documentation before we vote on this, then just leave the table, no further action required, we'll move on to the late file resolution. So that said, I would entertain a motion to untable the resolution for a minute.
I do that, but I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we have got to get some way to centralize this to your office where it can be kept up with. We wouldn't be having this problem.
Couldn't agree with you more, Commissioner Steele.
Mayor, there's a compensatory time agreement, copy at the back. I'm assuming each of these employees signed this, we have that?
If they did, it'll be at the sheriff's office.
All right, if they signed it, yet they turned in something totally contradictory to it. Is that how I'm understanding this?
The request that we considered at the September meeting was a request made by the sheriff.
Totally contradictory to what they signed, if they signed this compensatory agreement.
If they signed it, yes.
Got a lot of loopholes in it. You need a motion still.
Table the old resolution. No, I made a motion to remove it.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, if y'all got questions, if y'all got questions,
Commissioner Steele has made a motion to untable the previous resolution.
Yeah.
There was a second to untable it. We'll vote on untable it, and it's been seconded by Commissioner Flake. All those for untabling that resolution and discussing amendment, vote by saying aye. And opposed likewise. I think the ayes have it. All right, the resolution has been untabled. Now, it's my recommendation that we amend it to reflect these figures to be paid upon receipt of proper documentation for those employees. The vote is to amend it to these figures to be paid upon receipt. What this would do, if you vote yes on this and they are able to produce the proper documentation, we'll be able to cut them a check for what's on this resolution
Can I make a motion?
immediately following this meeting.
What we're
If they provide the
discussing
documentation.
last file resolution number 1 presented to us today.
Yes.
Make a motion, we table that resolution.
Second.
Motion's been made that we table late file resolution presented today. It's been seconded. All those in favor of tabling, vote saying aye. Aye. And opposed likewise. So what I'm hearing, you guys want the proper documentation in hand before we pay. Would you be receptive to a special call meeting to come back into session to pay them? I mean, that's a question that's gonna be asked of me of the employees.
Can we not wait to do it?
We could. I'm gonna be honest with you, I talked to some of the employees, they're asking if they're gonna have their money for Christmas.
Mayor, is there a time limit that they have to provide the documentation? Is there any time frame?
I couldn't answer that, it's something I'd have to look up.
I'd appreciate for seeing as part of that documentation whether or not they signed this agreement.
And that'll be part of the documentation we're gonna require before we can pay them. Sheriff, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just, real quick, just want to add that, I guess the employee handbook you're speaking of is the policy and procedure manual.
Yeah.
We're in the process of rewriting our policy and procedure manual now. It'll go into effect January 1. We actually have two. We're rewriting one for the jail side and one for the deputy side. Chief Lewis is writing the jail policy, and I'm rewriting the sheriff's department policy, updating some areas, taking out some areas. One of the areas we're addressing is the comp time cap. We're reducing the cap for new hires. It won't affect the ones that's there now that's acquired comp time. But after January 1, when our new policy goes into effect, we're going to put a cap on it at 150 hours to keep this from happening in the future. If we have somebody leave where they won't be owed for 480 hours of comp time, we're going to put a cap on it. Also, we've started where we could, because we're really, really short-handed running some small crews, but we're requiring some that have comp time built up to start taking some of that now. One of the investigators we have is at the 480 cap. He's going to take 2 weeks between now and Christmas to get 80 hours off the books for him. So we're taking some measures to reduce that and keep this from being a problem in the future. And also, we put some checks and balances in place for the comp time. Now, it can't just be somebody say, I did it, and we expect to believe it. There's some checks and balances. It has to go through a chain of command through supervisors to be approved. And we're also asking that they turn it in on every payroll period to us. We would like to see it worked out where it can be added to their paycheck stub. When they get their paycheck stub every 2 weeks, it shows how much comp time they have. That way it's documented with us and through your office.
Paul, have you had enough time to get familiar with what kind of records would be available before your time to support these entries? I mean, what kind of records are we looking for?
I can say this. I was asked by the comptrollers early on to try to look for some of this stuff, and as far as we're concerned, the Sheriff's Department don't exist. We can't find the stuff. I don't know how else to say it. As far as we're concerned, at the Sheriff's Department right now, with what we're working with, it don't exist. Now, I'm not saying somebody else don't have it, but we don't have it.
Mayor, if I remember correctly, in our budget, there was several items in the budget for for overtime pay. And, I mean, if they got overtime pay, I don't know, how could they come back then and ask for comp time?
Well, that's a good question. We don't know exactly when the comp time was accrued as compared to the overtime that was paid. We can tell you when the overtime was paid, but we can't tell you when the comp time was accrued. I've been the year before, 2 years before.
You're double dipping there, looks like to me, if you ask for
Let me say something about that, to help the mayor. The mayor's asking y'all, the way it stands now, y'all tabled that resolution, and so it's not gonna come up again until January.
Right.
He's asking you to give him some guidance on whether, he has the ability to call a special call meeting, to do that, but he's not wanting to do that without some understanding from y'all, so.
And I don't want to recess you either, not knowing whether or not we're going to have that documentation.
Because I can assure you, these people are gonna get the documentation, they're gonna begin to work on it, because you've said you're not gonna approve it till they do. So trust me, they'll be working to get it, and they're probably gonna have it before January. The question is, do y'all wanna have a special call meeting, or do y'all want to just wait till January?
Well, Boyd, isn't the question though, doesn't the information already exist? I mean, to the extent we're talking about, several months ago, it looks like to me either the information exists or it doesn't exist, rather than somebody having the opportunity to go and make it up now.
Well, like the Sheriff Thomas said, we apparently at the Sheriff's Department, there's not an ability for us to determine if the information is there. So somebody's got that.
The transition period wasn't exactly smooth, Commissioner.
Yes, sir, I
The
understand
computer
that.
records, the computer files where we think that would be located were not existed on the desktop computer.
But those records are county records, they don't belong to any
That's
individual.
right.
So to the extent that they're not on premises at county, something's wrong here.
Well, I think that's why y'all tabled it. Yeah. So, anyway, Lenita is definitely not, you've been told by the comptroller's office not to pay it until you have proper documentation. And she's not gonna do that. So the question is, do y'all wanna wait till January, or do y'all want, if the county mayor and the county budget director, financial officer come up with what they believe is sufficient information to give an opinion to y'all, then I guess you would call a special call meeting if this group was of a mindset to do that.
Yeah, if you get the documentation, I'd be willing to come to the special call.
And we'll follow up, I'll follow up with all of you and let you know when that documentation arrives, if it does, and then we can decide as a group whether or not to do a special call.
But remember, we gotta have 13 people here, so let's don't trick everybody and say that's okay and then not come. So I'm not saying y'all to do that, but if you're just saying dadgummit, I'm not gonna vote for January, we need to know.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We have a comment from the gallery. Sir, if you would stand and state your name,
Well,
please.
Justice, if those documents have left the property, technically that is theft. So why would the county want to pay off on a theft?
That's a good question.
They may be able to walk down there and pull out a key and unlock a drawer we didn't know about and say, oh, here it is. I don't know. I
I
can't
think
answer
the
that.
sheriff's probably done a thorough investigation.
If Gibson, Buzzards, Candy Nuts would all have a Merry Christmas. Guys, let's move on. Late file resolution number 1. Late file resolution number 1 is a resolution to receive and budget $2,298.56 in E-rate funds for Gibson County Memorial Library Education. Do I hear a motion on late file 1? Motion made by Commissioner Flake, seconded by Commissioner Kimmer. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Edgar?
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham?
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes?
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire?
Yes.
Commissioner Carr?
Yes.
Commissioner Mackin? Commissioner Mackin?
Yes.
Commissioner Bivens?
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron?
Yes.
Commissioner Summers?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Nance?
Yes.
Commissioner Locke? Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Flake?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen?
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Pillar?
Yes.
Commissioner Field?
Yes.
Commissioner Garrison?
Yes.
Commissioner Childers?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Before we get into late file resolutions 2, 3, and 4, Commissioner Kimmer is asked to come forward and offer his report on the jail committee.
We got one, Mayor.
What?
One,
Who only just leave?
they just did
Thank you, Commissioner.
Good morning, y'all. It's been long. Our committee met on Monday, November 3rd, 2014, 5 p.m. down at the complex. All members of the committee were present, along with Sheriff Thomas, Jail Administrator Sherry Smith, Deputy Danny Lewis, Sergeant Hayes, and Captain Gray. First order of business is we did set a meeting date, a current meeting date and time. It's been decided to have the meeting on the first Monday of the month before the commission meeting at 5 p.m. at the complex, with the exception of September, which is going to be on the Tuesday because of Labor Day. Turn the meeting over to different discussions. Sheriff Thomas discussed inmate population. Average is around 241 with 205 females and 205 males, 36 females on that particular day. It usually runs between 225 and 252. The revenues received for the state prisoners has been around $447,000 for the past 4 months. Now remember that the state prisoners are already in our facility. Somebody's not sending them down here, and they become state prisoners after they're sentenced, and we start receiving those revenues. Other revenues from the commissary, phone, sex offender registry, and other fees have been running between $13,500 to about $15,600 per month. Warrants served, the 2 months, September 1,031, October about 783. Now one figure the sheriff pointed out was the percent of repeat offenders. And according to our population down there at the jail, 86% of those are repeat offenders. And Sheriff Thomas is working with his staff in order to see this number go down. We know it can't go away, but it hopefully go down and offer these people an opportunity to become a good citizen and paying citizen in society. And he's doing this, right now they're offering parenting classes, anger management classes, and planning on to have GED classes. We also were told that the state law requires people that come into jail to administer or to teach or to anything like that have to have certain training. Sheriff Thomas has advertised this and has several people that have had the training and are coming in and administering to those people. Some rules have been changed and regulations have been changed, and he's offering rewards for good behavior and punishments for bad. We discussed the budget, and it's pretty much on track as far as the amount of the year gone and the amount of money spent. We do have a sewer problem, and that's one of the late file resolutions here. A hydraulic grinder, and we understand it should have been installed when the jail was built, but it was not apparently, and hopefully this person that we're hiring for building management will make sure that these things don't slip by in the future. But we did, Ms. Smith and the sheriff did get bids for it, and what it does is it'll catch tank out there, and all the sewer comes down. But anyway, inmates apparently have a lot of fun flushing things down the toilet, such as rocks and sheets, a pair of bra, underwear, just about anything you can think of, and it stops up the deal. And we're having it pumped out, but then that stopped a while back. And they installed sometime in the past, they installed a shopping cart down in that tank to catch all that, and it has to be emptied about twice a week. So we don't know what all kind of rules and regulations we're violating when we do that. So that's the reason we need to have the hydraulic grinder installed down there at the jail. And it's going to cost, I think it's $35,679 for the bid that we got. And that's resolution number 3, late file number 3. And it comes from different accounts. The money's already been budgeted, so it's not new money. Commissioner Littleton brought up the fact that asked that we have a drug dog. Sheriff stated that we did not have one, but we needed a drug search and rescue and apprehension dog. We have to look to our neighboring counties for help. We're the 3rd largest county in West Tennessee, and we don't have any of those things. We don't have the canine program going on. Motion was made and seconded and passed unanimously for Sheriff Thomas to purchase a dog using funds from a restricted drug account. And this is money that's been, this late file resolution number 2, this is money that's been generated through fines and complications and whatever else you might have. Anyway, the dog would cost about $6,500. And then we're going to budget some money for the maintenance of the dog, which would be $6,000. And the $6,500 would include training of an officer to handle this canine dog. We have a need for new computers and a new control board for the tower down there in the jail. This was discussed, and that's late file resolution number
4. So late file number 2 is it doesn't specify for drug dog, but that's what it's under drug enforcement, be for a drug dog.
We don't have a line for a dog.
I got you.
We have to put it in equipment.
Number 2 is for the grinder, and then number 3 would be for the additional computer equipment.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about next, is the computer and a control board for the towers. Down there in the jail, you have a tower in there, and there's an officer sitting there monitoring everything. He has the keys, he controls, open the lock, when they can come out, when they can go in, when you're coming in and out. That is out of date. It don't work half the time, and it's a dangerous situation. So we need to get those computers and get them up and working. We do have 2 computers that they can use in other places as soon as the investigation is closed. Sheriff discussed the commissary and phone service, and the amount an inmate can spend per week has been increased to $50 per week. It used to be $30, and anyway, but Sheriff's Office is negotiating with several companies to install electronic kiosk machines in each pod in the booking room and the front lobby of the jail. As it stands right now, each inmate has to fill out a request, whether it be for a commissary or if he needs making a complaint against someone, a complaint against the sheriff, or he needs a copy of a certain law. All this is done on paper. If they need meds, all this is done on paper. Well, the kiosk is just kind of like an ATM. Has a touch screen pad up there, and each inmate will be given a number. The way it goes now, everything has to be receipts written, you know, and hand back and forth, a lot of labor involved. But with this new kiosk system, say a man is, or a person has come in and is booked in the jail, there that machine is, and as it stands now, we have to count the money out. They put it in an envelope, put how much it is, give him a receipt, he or she a receipt, and then it has to follow him through there, he or she through the jail. When they're released, you know, they have to get a refund. And a lot of times it's $5 or $6, and we have to write checks for that, the sheriff's department does. Sometimes these checks are never cashed, and it really presents a bookkeeping problem. But with a new system, they count that money feed it into it, just like an ATM. You feed your money into the machine, and then when you want money, or when you want to buy a commissary, you punch in what you want, you place your order, it's delivered on a certain day of the week. If you have a request for med, you send it to the med room, or the inmate does from those pods. And then, if they have a booking fee, it's $25 every time. If they have that much money, it's taken out automatically out of their account and paid into the sheriff's account with the $25 booking fee. They don't take all the money. They have to have leave them a little bit to spend in the commissary. With the new system, people can put money in their loved ones or the inmate's account. They have loved ones outside. They can put money in the account online with a debit card, or they can bring cash down and put it in the lobby. As it stands right now, they have to bring, my understanding, they have to bring it to the front lobby during working hours, give it to them in cash, and receive a receipt. But what it amounts to, all complaints, requests, and orders through the commissary will be done through the kiosk. And I say this is very similar to ATM touchscreen machine. And then when an inmate is freed, if he has money left in that account, my understanding he can go to the kiosk and actually punch it, put his ID in and get a receipt and get that money back, so that we want to be writing small checks to when they leave us down there. We're also looking into changing phone service for the inmates. The present system is not as much used as much as it would be because it's such a high cost for the inmates. The new system will be much less expensive for the inmates, and the county will receive a larger commission. The system will be paid for by the company who chooses, and there's different ways they're talking about doing this, bonuses, paying for the wiring, and different things, but this will be left up to the sheriff to decide how that can be done. And also on this way too, the family will be able to pay his phone using online or their debit card, that way everything's electronic. Overtime was discussed. Overtime for July and August was $16,460 for deputies, $17,431 for the jail, for a total of $33,890. With some shift changes and other changes, Sheriff Thomas reduced this to $1,053 for the deputies and $2,016 for the jail for the months of September and October. This is for a total of $3,068, about a $30,000 savings. We also discussed selling the surplus, the wrecked, confiscated, non-money vehicles, and using this revenue to buy a transport van to take prisoners back and forth to different courts to free up deputies and vehicles. Last order of business, we did a walk through the jail, and folks, the new part of the jail, the part that they redid of the old jail, it is desperately in need of a lot of repair. A lot of the things that was in there have been taken out to use down in the pods they have now. Sheriff Thomas is trying to get some bids to try to get one of the pods open, because we have people, the weekenders we call them, the people that come in and serve on weekends for drunk driving or whatever, serve attendance on weekends. They're having to sleep on the floor in the library, in the booking room, and just wherever they can put them. And but all you commissioners really need to go down there and have a walk for yourself and look at the new part of the jail, the condition it's in. And it can be fixed, it can be repaired, fairly inexpensively. The Sheriff Thompson is working on getting some of the estimates and what, so we can get one pod open just for emergencies. But it's gonna take a little bit of more money down there. Anybody have any questions? But any other commissioners at the meeting that need to add anything?
You're speaking of number 4 for the 25,000, and what does that cover?
This is the control tower, the board, the control tower that's out and some new computers to make those work, because they're out so out of date. In fact, they came over from the old jail and was put into this jail. This funds was already, this is not new money, it's just moving it around, it's already been budgeted. So is the drug money.
Larry, you might tell them about the kiosks, they're not gonna cost us anything.
Yes, the kiosks, I forgot about that, they do have a price to them, but they won't cost us anything because whatever company chooses, there's different ways they can pay for them. Probably what we'll do, or what he will do is, the way he talked was, choose a company that will take part of the commission until it's paid for. And it should increase our commissary sales by a lot. It'll also free up a lot of manpower, reduce paperwork, and help with audits and all of those things. Yes, ma'am.
Would that also cover, would those companies cover any maintenance that have to be done with the kiosks? Because they do break down.
Yes, we understand they
So it wouldn't be the sheriff's department to pay for it, it would be the company.
No. My understanding is that they would be paid for and they would maintain.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Leave anything out?
You're good. You got it.
Before we take action on Commissioner Kimmery's report, first off, Commissioner Kimmery, we're glad to see you in good shape on your heart surgery. Looking good. We're glad to see you here.
I'm glad to be here too.
Yeah, I know that. But before we take action on this report, I would like to, and I do this every time, I like to entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of late files. Motion made by Commissioner Moss, seconded by Commissioner Steele. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. And opposed, like sign. And let's move forward, taking action on these 3 individual late files, and then we'll approve Commissioner Kimmery's report during the report section of the meeting. You heard Commissioner Kimmery's input. Late file resolution number 2 is a resolution to set up additional drug funds for drug control for the purchase of a drug dog. Do I hear a motion on late file 2? Motion made by Commissioner Kimmery, seconded by Commissioner Hughes. Any further discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes.
Yes.
Commissioner Egbert.
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham.
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes.
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire.
Yes.
Commissioner Carr.
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin.
Yes.
Commissioner Bevin.
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs.
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan.
Yes.
Commissioner Kimmery.
Yes.
Commissioner Summers.
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Nance.
Yes.
Commissioner Locke.
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Flake.
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen.
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton.
Yes.
Commissioner Pillar.
Yes.
Commissioner Steele.
Yes.
Commissioner Yergin.
Yes.
Commissioner Childers.
Yes.
Commissioner Moss.
Motion carries. Thank you. Everybody better get ready to go. Late file resolution number 3 is a resolution to set up expenditures of Capital Projects Fund 171 for needed equipment at the correctional complex in the amount of $35,679 to buy the sewage chopper that we spoke of earlier. Now, I hear a motion on late file resolution number 3. Motion made by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner Kimmery. Any further discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes.
Yes.
Commissioner Egbert.
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham.
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes.
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire.
Yes.
Commissioner Carr.
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin.
Yes.
Commissioner Bevin.
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs.
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan.
Yes.
Commissioner Kimmery.
Yes.
Commissioner Summers.
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Nance.
Yes.
Commissioner Locke.
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Flake.
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen,
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Pell,
Yes.
Commissioner Steele,
Yes.
Commissioner Yerga,
Yeah.
Commissioner Shelby,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Late file resolution number 4 is resolution to set up restricted funds to purchase data processing equipment for Gibson County Correctional Complex. We heard Commissioner Kimmer speak on this earlier. Do I hear a motion on late file resolution number 4? Motion made by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner Kimmer. Any further discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Edwards,
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham,
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Yes.
Commissioner Carr,
Yes.
Commissioner Mackin,
Yes.
Commissioner Bevins,
Yes.
Commissioner Tubb,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Cameron,
Yes.
Commissioner Summers,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Nance,
Yes.
Commissioner Locke,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Flake,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner McEwen,
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Pell,
Yes.
Commissioner Steele,
Yes.
Commissioner Yerga,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelby,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Moving on to reports, we just heard from Commissioner Kimmer, off a report from the Correctional Complex Committee. I entertain a motion to approve his report. Motion made by Commissioner Flake, second by Commissioner Smith. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. And opposed likewise.
Mayor, I'd like to say one more thing too. The meeting was very informative. It was a little bit long. We had a lot of things to cover. The sheriff and all his staff did an excellent job of being open with us and showing what needed to be done and what had to be done in those things. And I'd like to compliment them on that.
Duly noted. Floyd, you got anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, just
Lawsuit?
the county has one lawsuit pending at this time. It's Green Tree Servicing versus Gibson County. This is a lawsuit that's recently been filed. It concerns the delinquent tax attorney allegedly failing to follow proper protocols in the sale of delinquent tax property. And we did turn it into the insurance company for the county, and they declined coverage for it, so we're defending it. Hopefully we'll be moving toward a resolution by January. But we sold some property, and there's a lien holder, Green Tree Servicing, that believes they weren't notified and have some rights as a result of that. So hopefully we'll be able to get that resolved before January.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Flippin? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report. Motion made by Commissioner Moss, seconded by Commissioner Longmire. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Opposed, like sign. This time I'd like to call on Commissioner Steele to offer a report from the EMS Public Safety Committee, please. You chaired this once before, didn't you?
I think so. Bad deal. All right. For September, we had 402 emergency calls, 541 non-emergency calls, for 943 calls total for the month of September. And for October, we had 437 non-emergency calls and 437 emergency calls and 625 non-emergency calls, for a total of 1,062 calls for the month of October. As of today, we have collected $903,972.95 as total so far. We're about $10,000 behind on our projected budget, but Star had some employees retire, or not retire, move to another job, and she's had a lot of billings she had to get caught up on, and the money should be coming soon. We also today in our budget, in our committee meeting, have talked about adding our ambulance full-time in Medina, and that'll be coming, and we're going through the process right now. We'll have to go before the budget committee, which looks like it's going to cost about another $500,000 to stack it. But we have revenues that'll offset some of that. So that'll be something that'll come before the next budget year that everybody needs to be prepared for. And she has been doing a lot of paperwork and putting a lot of time in, where she had some stuff undone from one of our secretaries. And we need to all support star. She's doing a good job. We appreciate everything she does.
Anybody have any questions for Commissioner Steele? If not, I'm entertaining a motion to approve his report. Motion made by Commissioner Yergin, seconded by Commissioner Summers. All those in favor vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you, Commissioner Steele, for that report. Do we have Mr. Lockard here to offer a report? Yes, sir. I've got Mr. Robert Lockard to offer a report from the airport board.
Good morning. Hangar rent for September was $4,950. We sold 1,067 gallons of A-gas for $4,965. Sold 243 gallons of jet fuel for $1,130. Oil 62 for a total of September $11,107. October, hangar rent $2,400. A-gas sold 1,159 gallons for $5,970. Jet fuel we sold 211 for $983 for a total of $9,354 for the month of October. The airport board met last Thursday. We got our state inspection from TDOT. We did have some trees that were encroaching on the safety areas of the airport. That is a normal thing. Trees grow, so they grow, we cut them, they grow some more. So everything that was wrote up was expected, no surprises, and we will be addressing that in the next few months, especially since winter's coming on and we can trim trees further now. So that's the end of my report. Anyone have any questions?
Robert, what about are the hangars all full?
We've got 2 hangars open right now, but I'm expecting them to be filled soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lockard, for that report, and hope the trees keep growing. Trees stop growing, we're all in trouble. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve Mr. Lockard's report. Motion made by Commissioner Kimmerer, second by Commissioner Tubbs. All those in favor vote by saying aye. Aye. And opposed, like sign. Thank you, Mr. Lockard. At this time, I'd like to call on Commissioner Robert Summers to offer a report from Fire Rescue and Emergency Management Committee.
I know everybody's ready to go home, so I will be brief.
Thank you.
I'm new to this. I was on the committee last year, along with Corey Yergin, and they elected me as the chairman of it last week, so good luck to Ricky and Brian. We would like to welcome, the main reason we met was for them to become acclimated with our committee and the new members, and we've got 3 new commissioners that are on that. It's Commissioner Kevin Morgan, Commissioner Lynn Nance, and Commissioner Jason Tubbs. We welcome them to our committee. Ricky kind of informed them of how his department is budgeted, where his money comes from, and what he does real briefly. And he had to leave, but we want to congratulate him for he was running for city alderman. And city of Trenton last weekend was elected, so congratulations, Ricky. One of the things that he let us know about was that on September 11th that Gibson County was awarded a presidential disaster declaration for the storms we had in June 5th through the 10th. And I don't know if he's told us the whole committee before, but in a sense, Ricky does an excellent job of getting a lot of disaster money in this county. And that's money that replaces that we've spent, like the highway department, part of this was. If it wasn't for Ricky doing what he does, we would have to be paying for some of that stuff. He let us know the other night that Ricky, these figures are pretty close, from 2003 or 2004 through 2013, there's only 3 counties in this state that's got more money than Gibson County. And that's Davidson, Shelby County, and Hamilton County. Now, there's a lot of other counties that are bigger than we are, and evidently they don't have a good a director as we do in Ricky Graves, and I would like to commend him for what he does and the money he's brought back into this county, and it's saved us a lot of money. Thanks, Ricky.
Amen.
Also want to echo the same thing that Tom did earlier about Chief Cathy, what he does and what his the other chiefs that work along with him and getting the money that they've got in. As you know, in the last couple of years, we've gotten in almost $1 million in grants. We would not have the fire department we have now if we had to fund all that money. So thank you, Brian. He also let us know that he's applying for the AFG grant again this year, which has just opened up. He's applying for fire hose, attack nozzles, tanker pumpers, and a live fire and smoke training facility. That's another thing we discussed, that if he is successful with that, he has asked the committee to go to the commission and ask for the use of this property behind this building here, over here behind where the tires are, to put a training facility. And I guess that's something we'll have to address as a whole commission later. Is that right, Tom?
It would be.
They did check with Ricky Bailey, and as far as the zoning and whatever, there'd be no problem with it. But we just want to bring that up, that he is working on that. That would be used not only by our fire department, but by the city fire departments around also. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The pumpers are one thing that I think he's gotten shot down on pumpers the last couple of years, and he informed us at the last meeting about our new ISO rating, which goes in effect in December. When they come back in about 4.5 years, we're going to have to address our problems that we have with providing enough water. And without a county water system that's capable of taking care of it, about the only thing we can do is get more tankers and pumpers. I think the tanker pumper, Brian, what runs over $100,000?
Run about 200 to 220,000.
Awful.
3,000 gallons.
But just keep in mind, that's something, if we want to keep our rating down, that's something we're going to have to address in the next 4.5 years before they return. And let's cross our fingers and hope we get some grants for them. The other thing is this is part of last year's grant, the air tanks are coming in. I think he said that we have 13 already in service. Is that right, Brian?
Yes, sir.
And 13 due in the next 2 weeks. It's been another week now, and we have 60 more should be here by mid-December. Another request that he asked the committee that we did approve was the Milan High School right here has started a new firefighting and first responder training class for high school students. This is a good thing because the more people we can get involved in volunteer firefighting, the better off we are, and that's a good place to start. They needed some help with some air packs to use in their training, so we voted to donate 25 of our old non-compliant air tanks to the Milan High School. They're not any good to us anymore. We can't use them to fight fires with, but they can be used for training. So we donated those to them to help them out with their class. Am I leaving anything out, Brian?
That's pretty much covered, sir.
That's about it. They just let us know on that, and we're checking on this property over here, and hopefully he's successful with that grant. And has anybody got any questions? No, that's my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Summers, for that report. I'd entertain a motion to approve Commissioner Summers' report.
Thanks.
Motion made by Commissioner Littleton, seconded by Commissioner Morgan. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Do we have anybody from the Fair Board to offer a report? Probably not. And Commissioner Moss has declined to report from the Tourism Committee. We appreciate your hard work on that. We got two elections for the Regional Solid Waste Board. Two reappointments, Mr. Wallace Alford and Mr. Randy Lewis. We appreciate their service on that board. I would like to entertain a motion to approve them. Motion made by Commissioner Flake, seconded by Commissioner Tubbs. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. And opposed likewise. Any further motions? We do have a list of notaries. Madam Clerk, do you have any additions to this list?
Yes, sir. Amy D. Click out of McDonald. Maria Blair Moore, Freeway, works in Humboldt, and Kimberly F. Todd, McDonald.
You've heard the additions. I'll entertain a motion to approve these notaries. Motion made by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner Syke. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Hughes.
Yes.
Commissioner Egbert.
Yes.
Commissioner Cunningham.
Yes.
Commissioner Sykes.
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire.
Yes.
Commissioner Carr.
Yes.
Commissioner Macklin. Commissioner Bevins.
Yes.
Commissioner Tubbs.
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Summers. Commissioner Summers.
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Commissioner Nance. Commissioner Locke. Commissioner Carr.
Yes.
Commissioner Flack?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith? Commissioner McNeil?
Yes.
Commissioner Littleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Tell?
Yes.
Commissioner Steele?
Yes.
Commissioner Yeri?
Yes.
Commissioner Carey?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Any reservations? Before we adjourn, again, I want to say a big thank you to all of our veterans who have served us to provide us with a blanket of freedom under which we enjoy and under which we live. And I want to invite everyone to come out in the morning at 10 o'clock at Oakwood Cemetery here in Trenton for a raising of the flag ceremony, and 11 o'clock at the National Guard Armory for their annual Veterans Day Appreciation Ceremonies. It's a great ceremony to attend. If you hadn't had a chance, I would encourage you to do so. I didn't see a hand in there. Mr. Curry, do you have something you'd like to add before we adjourn?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'm with the Masonic Service Association. I'm the state coordinator and the representative out here at the Humboldt VA home. I'd like to encourage everybody to come out to the VA home and visit those veterans. They would sure appreciate it. We're getting low on World War II vets. So please come out and visit these people that have dedicated so much of their time and their life to our service.
That's a great idea. We appreciate you pointing that out. If no one has anything else, we stand